Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today something a little bit different. We're going to look at my 3-4-3 tactic that I've been playing for around about the last month or so. I've been playing it in my Man United save, and I've also been playing it with my online league with Cardiff City. Just so you're aware, I said in the last video, I did a 4-2-3-1 video a while ago. Decent amount of views. I've had a lot of subscribers from it. On the Steam workshop. There's a link down below if you want to download this tactic. I'll put a little link up there now for the last video, the 4-2-3-1 as well. If you cannot access Steam, which a lot of people can't, if you drop your email in the comments below, I will send you the file straight away. I've done that for a fair number of people in the first episode that we did with the 4-2-3-1. I will do that for you. Let's dive into the game. And let's go through. We're going to show you the basic tactic, and then I'm just going to show you some clips of what I've seen happen from changing to this shape. All right, let's dive in. Right, here we are, guys, in the tactic area. This is it. Just so you know, everything is base instructions. I've not dived into the player instructions as yet. There's not a great deal that I want to change. I don't tend to change most of the time anyway, and with the player instructions. What we're looking at here is a back three. I was considering playing with a stopper, but I've kept it basic. I have a ball playing defender in the middle on cover. Hopefully the idea behind that is that it gives us a little bit more depth. He will hopefully naturally drop off rather than having three in a straight line. I have found with this that, especially when we play up against teams where they play one up front, we manage to win possession back a lot quicker when they hit the ball long. We've got 3 against 1. The cover defender's always dropping off, and these two, the outside centre halves, always manage to step in and close down without having them on the stopper's position. So I've not needed to change that as yet. It may come to a point where we may change one of them to a stoppers, but at the moment they're doing a decent enough job of stepping forward and nicking the ball. We are playing quite aggressive. We are a much higher line of engagement. We're pressing, high tempo, so you would expect the team and the defenders naturally to step forward anyway. So I've not. My main concern is that if we play with a stopper, they will go all over the place and go out of position a little bit too much. This tactic isn't based to beat the match engine. It's based on my thoughts that if I was managing a team, a real football team, how I want my three centre halves to defend. I'm quite old school and know what I like my football to be played. I like to be played direct. I like it to be quick. If I was playing this formation on a Saturday afternoon with a men's team, I would always want my 3 centre halves to defend. That's their main job. I don't need them spreading 50-60 yard passes. I don't then need them stepping too much into midfield. I do want them to be decent on the ball. And I think at the moment I've got the balance quite right with them two. Left and right wing back, we've both got them on support. They do add I am considering turning them onto attack. Their natural positions, I think this is the main benefit of moving from a 4-2-3-1 into this 3-4-3, is that their natural starting positions, when the centre halves have got the ball, they're already halfway up the pitch. They're already on about halfway line, which I think has then benefited the inside forwards. We do find the inside forwards a lot more narrow on both sides. I think as the wing backs push forward, it seems to bring the inside forwards in even narrower. In the middle, box to box midfielder. It's a personal preference. I always like to have a box to box midfielder in there, and ideally I would have an advanced playmaker in there in Pogba, but I've had to go deep line playmaker just to give us a little bit of ball balance, and I'm hoping that he will drop in and get the ball off the centre halves and we can start playing. Left and right, inside forwards, on attack. The main difference between attack and support is getting further forward. We want these two supporting the main striker. I have got him in an advanced forward. I am lucky in this save that I've got Harry Kane, but I'm wanting these two to pretty much act as 3 central strikers, especially when the ball is on the other side or the wing backs have got them. I want these boys getting in the box. Possession wise, mentality we've got in attacking, I don't change it too much. Sometimes I do go on to cautious. I do go on to cautious when we're ahead, or we're playing big games away from home. I will go on to cautious. I don't tend to do anything in between. Balanced. We're either going to go and attack, or we'll start cautious. One way or the other. We don't generally play positive or balanced. Okay. In possession, I've got it fairly wide. Personal preference once again. I think a lot of people who play with 3-5-2s and stuff have it on narrow, but I want to make the pitch big. You'll see in a minute the centre halves. The bonus, I think, of having the centre halves nice and wide. I think it does open it up for us to start playing out from the back a little bit better. Approach play, pass into space. It's mainly down to the players that I have. So you got to think that I have players in the Man United team. I've had Zaha in the past, Chiesa, Martial, Rashford, Sanchez, Gomez. We want them balls going into channels for them to chase. Also, we've got Harry Kane, who, despite not being quick, he does like to get into the channels. And I think if you're playing with an advanced forward, passing into space for them to move into channels does help. We play out from the back. The main thing is that I don't want the keeper to go long. I do find if you play out from the back with this one, we do find that the three centre halves find a pass, whether it's going into the centre midfielders or clipping a ball. They'll tend to get a little bit of pressure around the centre halves, either an attacking midfielder coming out or even a winger coming and closing one of these two outside centre halves, and then we can play around them. So playing out from the defence is key. I've got it on slightly more direct. It used to be more direct, I think, with the 4-2-3-1. It's just a general preference. I want the ball forward. I'm not into tiki-taka. I said it's another personal preference of mine in real life. I do like to see teams get the ball forward. Tempo, extremely high. Most saves that I have, most series, most tactics, I always have tempo on high. Once again, personal preference. We're not trying to be too patient with it. We're not trying to keep the ball safe. We are looking at possession numbers, and I think I have tried slower tempos in the past, and I just find it a bit boring. Moving the ball from side to side. Do like to see the game played quickly. Time wasting, never. Crosses, if I was playing with two up top, I would probably go hit crosses early. But as you can see, I've got no overlaps on or anything. I've left that blank. I don't think it's necessary to have overlaps on. I think if you did have overlaps on, as you said, the left flank would hold up the ball. Remember, we're trying to be direct. We're trying to be fast. Play sometimes is patient anyway, and these two are on complete wing backs. They will naturally get forward anyway. They will naturally overlap when the time is right. I don't think having them two on will help. If anything, it will slow the game down. Remember, you're going to have generally really good aggressive wingers here. So you don't ideally want them to be slowing the play down. Dribbling, run at defence, bit of a given. We've got two fullbacks who want to get forward, and we've got two inside forwards that want to get forward. That's a given. Also, a personal preference of mine. I always want to see my players run with the ball and be aggressive. Creative freedom, once again, always be more expressive. Onto the transition, counter press and counter. I think it's pretty of a general for me in this save. I haven't done it as yet. Once again, in real life, it's a preference to counter press, and it's definitely a preference to counter. Even though teams sit back quite deep, eventually they'll get a corner kick, eventually they'll get a free kick, and the counter does work in our favour. I'll show you some clips in a minute of how well we counter and how many bodies actually get in the box. Distributing, I've left that just neutral. Distribute to the centre halves. It makes sense to distribute to the centre halves because other than that, we're looking at, if we distribute to the flanks, we're looking at players around the halfway line. I always worry that goalkeeper might lose possession a little bit more. Distribute to the centre halves, and then they can play from there, and that obviously leaves them to take short kicks. We are pressing very high. Does give our midfield two in particular a little bit of a run around, but I'll show you in a clip in a minute of how it works to our advantage. Use offside trap. We are pushing up quite high. Get stuck in. Prevent short distribution. The main reason behind that is we want their goalkeeper to fire the ball forward. A lot of the time, if you're playing against a 4-1-1-1, 4-1, a 4-4-1-1, or a 4-2-3-1, or 4-1-2-3-1, or whatever it is, you want the keeper to kick the ball long. Remember, we've got three centre halves, normally against one attacker, maybe even two attackers. So I would fancy my centre half to win that ball back every single time. Personal preference, once again, I had a lot of comments in the last video. We want this to be aggressive. My personal preference, again, I always have my teams aggressive no matter what formation, what shape, always get stuck in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of clips now, a couple of highlights from 3 games. We've got about 5 or 6 highlights of just little things in the tactic that you can see that I've enjoyed seeing from the little switch from my 4-2-3-1 to my 3-4-3. Right, here we go. Highlight number 1. It's from our Super Cup. Now I'm playing a reserve team here, so there's a couple of players in different positions. What we're looking at is, there's Ronaldo. He started as a centre forward. Chiesa is our right inside forward. He's already in there. What we're looking at is the ball comes back out and he's still in a very central position to get the ball. If we pause it there, we've got our 3 attackers all within the width of the penalty area. We've got no wingers staying out wide. I think when you're heavily in possession, you're trying to break teams down. I think the more bodies you can get in and around the penalty area, the better. And obviously Chiesa's got a little bit of class. This is a great finish. Bang. Have some of that. Right, here's the next one. We're looking at our centre half. So we've pressed quite well. It's forced him to go long. Manolas has stepped right in there. So even though he's on cover, he's the middle of the 3. There's Koulibaly. There's Vreekamp. He's the other centre half. He's a regen. He's come right in there to nick the ball off their attacking centre midfielder or pick up the ball. As you can see, we're pretty wide. There's our 2 wing backs, Walker and Chong. As the player, look, they're both off. We do go back to the goalkeeper. Henderson's a sweeper keeper. But look, he's in a full-back position. Look where Chong is. On the left-hand side. Look where Kyle Walker is. You won't see him, but you might just be able to pick him out. He's right in this bottom-hand screen. This is the advantage, I think, of playing on fairly wide. We can really open out the play to start with. It goes into the centre midfielder. Another, once again, Gomez has come in for it. He's the inside forward on left. He's come right in for it. Chong's actually higher up. Now we're into the next game. This is a good opportunity just to have a little look that your 2 complete wing backs are in decent position. Now he's pumped the ball long. Little bit of a race on. We have got Sessegnon. We've got Dalot out there worrying about their left-sided player, and we've got Willian out here for Brighton. But Sessegnon, because he's super quick, I was worried that we'd get... I think the natural thing is that you get caught out in the channels too much. But look at Sessegnon's position. He's the first person to actually win the ball there. And then we start playing. Once again, been patient. Even though we're on slightly more direct, we don't force it. Look how deep Marcus Rashford's come for the ball here. So we've got our 2 centre midfielders here. Marcus Rashford's come really deep for it. Fullbacks decided to stay. We've got their right midfielder looking after Sessegnon, and then that gives Rashford the opportunity to drive with it. He plays a lovely pass into to Harry Kane, and he chips it just wide. Right, so here we are again. We've just had a throw-in around this area around here. We've got our 3 centre halves. When we're in possession, we go really nice and wide, so there's always opportunities to play backwards here. Pogba, Sergei Milinkovic-Savic in the middle. They've always got the option of going back. Normally, the middle guy has the centre forward to look after. But I think if you have these 2 that are half decent on the ball, they can keep possession. We've got the 2 fullbacks, even though they've been man-marked. The good thing is with this, we have forced their attacking right midfielder and their attacking left midfielder all the way back. Naturally, they don't want to be in there. And we've managed, look, the positions once again. Your inside forwards, very narrow, inside the width of the penalty area. I think when I played this with Man United before on the 4-2-3-1, even though I played with an inside forward on this side, he would still generally be in and around this area here. Because we don't have a shadow striker, there's a little bit of a space in here for these boys to go into. Now I'm going to show you some clips in a bit, but obviously if their right midfielder or their right winger decides not to track Sessegnon, he's got all this space to gallop into. And actually, if his Rashford gets in, he does get a shot in. It does go wide, but once again, he's getting on the ball. He's getting in the little gap between the midfield and defence. Right, so here's an instance that I was talking about where it gives our midfielders a little bit of a run around. As you can see, we've now got we've pulled it onto cautious, but we have got our wing backs really tucked in. You'll see in a minute what I mean about the running around. So we are still trying to press. Look, they're working hard. There's our centre forward pressing the ball. They're moving the ball quite nicely. They get a little overlap in here. Chiesa's decided not to travel, but I think that's because he's on attacking. That's okay. They're still playing around us again, once again, the two midfielders. But then, if I just stop it there, go back slightly. Here we go, look. So here's the overlap again. It's going to be a loose pass in a bit. Once again, we're in good position. They're trying to get in that little hole there. Sessignon does well to nod in, and then we're off. Look, because we've allowed a little bit of pressure, it gives us the opportunity to counter-attack. The five in the back held their shape really well. In the end, Brighton have decided to force it, and then we punish. Chiesa in. As the ball comes in, look, we've got box-to-box midfielder. We've got the inside forward, deep line playmaker. We've got the centre forward obviously in there as well. There's the two wing backs. So don't be worried about not getting enough men in the box, because we've got two centre midfielders on deep line on support. He's even getting in. He's trying to get himself into the box. And there's Rashford to finish. Right, so here we are. Nice little break from a play. So we've had a little, I think it was an offside. Look how wide our three centre halves are. Our two wing backs are really high. The starting positions as well as the two inside forwards, leaving an option for the two fullbacks. I think they're too high. They're too high for the two wingers to help out, and then the fullbacks have now got a problem. Do they come in here? I think if the fullbacks come in here, it gives our wing backs the opportunity who are ahead. Look, both of them ahead of their wingers, the opportunity to get the overlaps in. I think we play quite short. John Stones playing from the back. He's on cover, ball playing defender. Chiesa runs. We do get a little bit of luck, but once again, Rashford in a central area, Chiesa in a central area. The two inside forwards are getting in really good little pockets of play. Right, here we go, another highlight. This is where we lose the ball. So I'm just going to show you it. We're going to lose the ball here, and it's cleared. Now, remember, always got, I know you might say, well, we've got 3 against 1 there. I do think it helps stopping the counter-attack. It does stop Musa moving into channels, I think, a little bit more, because he's only just going to be passed on to one of the other two centre-halves. Remember, Stones here is on cover. He's coming straight in, no problem. And immediately, look at this. We've got our two centre-halves aiming to get in, tuck in, nice and narrow. Look at the starting positions of Dalot and Sessignon. Now, obviously, they're working hard to get back in, but they're sprinting back. And by the time Koulibaly then makes a tackle, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got our centre midfielders back in as well, and the play and the attack is over. Right, here we go, another one. Once again, we've got the 3v1. Leeds are playing quite defensive against us, but we've got our attacking players all in really good areas. Sergei Milinkovic-Savic box to box on support, obviously. He's right in there as well. Rashford's just about to make a run independently here. We've got our two wing backs pretty high. We're still quite patient. We're on slightly more direct, but we're still quite patient. We do lose the ball. This is the best bit. Now, if you were playing with complete wing backs in these areas here as a 4 at the back, this would be where Musa would probably have the run on Stones. Koulibaly wouldn't be there. And they've got the opportunity for Leeds United to break. However, because Koulibaly's there, I see this so many times, we step in, we get the possession back pretty quick. When you force the team to go long and they're a little bit desperate to clear, we get the ball back. And then we're ready to play again. I think we get a break in the end. Dalot's pushing forward. He's now in. Once again, the boy on the other side, who's at Rashford, getting into penalty area. And we have a strike on goal. But, just shows you, I think I spoke about it at the start, from this highlight, your 3 centre-halves, I am asking them to stay back. It is stopping the counter-attack, I think, so much better. It's stopping that centre-forward that they may have, the opposition who's pretty sharp. Just stop him working the channels when you've got 3 against 1. So we are, start the second half. Once again, we're only 20 seconds in. We are quite narrow, that's the only, but look at Luke Shaw. He's given us that option down that left-hand side. because we're playing the 3 at the back, it is allowing the complete wing-backs to get forward a little bit better. We do lose possession. Obviously, we get it back. They've gone long once again, look. There's the centre-half on cover, but he knows both of these are quite narrow. But 99 times out of 100, he steps in really well, just Stones, look, nods it down, we're off again. Rashford getting into good areas. There's the inside forward. Dalot and Luke Shaw wanting to add width. I think you could probably even get away with having this system on wide. Clipped out to Luke Shaw, look. Bodies in the box. There's the centre forward. There's the midfielder. There's the other inside forward. There we go. Another goal. So it does show this time your wing backs getting really high up the pitch, making sure we keep that width. Right, guys, what we're going to look at now is just a couple of little stats. We aren't scoring as many goals. That is a definite. But I have enjoyed changing the system of the team to making sure that we're very strong in defence. We were having games, random games, where we were in sort of like we're conceding goals, 2-2-2s, 5-3s. Up here, there's a sequence where we let in 3-4-3-3 in a row. Now, if you look, the back end, we kind of introduced it around about here. And as you can see, there's a lot more clean sheets. And then in particular this season, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clean sheets. And then only one goal conceded in all of the other games. I think for this tactic to work, you need to make sure that your front 3, your front 4, in terms of your inside forwards, your attacker, and your box-to-box midfielder have got goals in them. I have done this with Cardiff, as I said, so they're not the greatest players in the world. I have put it on cautious every now and again, but with your inside forwards on attack, you've always got that out ball. I think if you play this, if you have got a save where you're classed as an underdog or not one of the stronger teams in the league, put it on cautious. Keep the roles the same. Keep them 2 inside forwards on attack. Let them 3 try and nick a goal for you. It does work pretty well. So guys, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new around here, drop a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me. I've got 2 series going at the moment. One with Man United and one with a creator club in Italy. Please have a little look at them 2 series. As I said at the start of the video, the link to the tactic is below. I'll also, if you put your email address in, if you can't use Steam, which a lot of people can, I will send you it through email, the tactic as well. Comments, please comment down below. I have made sure that I've pointed out I'm not claiming to be a whiz on this game at all. It's just my tactic. It's worked quite well. A few people more have asked about it. My first video was successful as well. Let me know what you think of the tactic below. Let me know if you are going to actually use it, what you would maybe tweak as well. But thank you very much for watching, guys, and we will see you very soon. See you later.